Namaskar. Today we are here with a new topic, the Rag system in Indian music. As we were discussing different topics under the fundamentals of Indian classical music, so today we have started with the Rag system. Rag system is a very unique system in Indian classical music. It is unique because it has its own style of singing or playing in an instrument, and what we find that this whole system consists of different ragas and raginis, and we can say that they have their own unique way how to perform them, how to practice them, how to play them on any instrument. So today we'll try to explain what is this rag system. It's a big thing that despite of different influence of different type of music, normally if we compare it today, then different types of English music, what you say Western music or music from different parts of the world, despite having it, the system or the rag system or Indian music has still maintained its own identity and its own purity. So that is why when we talk about the rag system, we say that Indian classical music has this unique characteristic of having different ragas under it. And when we study about the Indian classical music or Indian music, we can really not ignore it. Indian music, though we have told you before that there are different forms of music, what we say classical, semi-classical, light, folk music, but when we talk about Indian music, especially about the classical music, then the classical music depends on the raga system. So in this series, I'll be telling you about the rag system. What is the rag system? A rag system means there as the word itself derives, rag. That means something, some rag is something, some unique thing which is so powerful that the music, it has given a different shape to Indian music. So yes, in short we can say rag is the combination of different notes and which gives a different type of emotion. Now the question arises, is there any only one rag or 2, 3, 4, how many ragas are there? There are many ragas which even we cannot count. But the system, it has developed in such a way that for the student of Indian classical music or anybody who is interested in Indian classical music, under the 10 main categories these raga has been divided. Now this stage comes later on, but when just with the definition of raga, if we say, we can say it's a combination of different notes in a different pattern, and which gives a pleasure to the person not only who sings but also to the person who listens to it, who enjoys that music. So that means the pleasure is, yes, very important. The happiness is important. Something which pleases you is important. Something which charms you is important. Something which attracts you. Something which takes you into another world. Sometimes people say that we go into trance when we listen to classical music. Or they say something is very soothing. Something which directly affects us, which we really enjoy also, and we learn also, and we feel that yes, we can easily express our emotions. So what is the rag system? We will go into detail of it. Let me start with a small singing portion of a rag. I'll take rag Todi, which is morning raga, it comes under morning raga, and we can say the second phase of the day we can sing this rag. It's a very beautiful, melodious and a very cool type of nature it has. It's a very serious, you can say, and this rag has Rishabh and Gandhar, Komal, Madhyam, Tivra. And when we sing this rag, what is the main feature of that rag, that is also what I'll try to explain you. हम भारतीय संगीत की बात करते हैं, जैसे मैं बता रही थी कि भारतीय संगीत जो अपने आप में एक विशिष्ट है, और ये संगीत जो है वो रागदारी संगीत कहा गया है। यानी जब हम शास्त्रीय संगीत की बात करते हैं तो राग रागनियों की बात करते हैं। तो मैं एक उदाहरण दे रही थी कि राग तोड़ी जो है उसके उदाहरण के साथ इसको आरंभ करते हैं कि हम राग की बात करते हैं, राग है क्या, हमें ये बताना चाहिए कि राग क्या है। अब जब हम थोड़ी शुरुआत करते हैं, एक नए विद्यार्थी के लिए या एक लेमैन के लिए राग सिस्टम क्या है, भारतीय राग पद्धति को कैसे समझे, इसको हम कोशिश करते हैं अपनी इन श्रृंखलाओं के द्वारा आपको समझाने की। When we start a rag, we always first sing षड्ज। सा जो है वो बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण स्वर है, जिसको हम कहते हैं कि हम सुर भरना, जब हम कहते हैं तो सुर भरना क्या है कि एक डीप ब्रेथ के साथ हमने सा लिया, सा, जब तक आपकी सांस जो है वो ख़त्म नहीं हो जाती, जो आपने यानी जो इनहेल किया आपने ऑक्सीजन, जब तक वो हवा बाहर नहीं निकल जाती पूरी तरीके से, आप सा का अभ्यास कर सकते हैं। दिस इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द मेन इम्पॉर्टेंट फीचर ऑफ इंडियन क्लासिकल म्यूजिक। सा रे गा रे सा ने सा दा मा ने धा सा दा सा da ga re ga re sa sa ni da ma da ma ni da sa ga re sa sa re ga da re ni sa re ga re sa sa re ga ma ma ga ma re ga da ga re sa ni sa da da ni da sa. So, as I started with alap of Rag Todi, you must be thinking, what is this alap or how it is formed? The thing is that when we talk about rag or when we start a rag, any rag, we have to start with the alap. Now the question arises how the alap is formed. The alap depends on the ascending and descending notes of the rag. That means the arroh and avroh of the rag. See, it's a system. In a rag, we have arroh. That means when the notes are simultaneously going from down to upper side. Sa, re, ga, ma, da, ni, ma, da, ni, sa. We are going towards the upper side. That means the ascending order. And avroh, sa, ni, da, pa, ma, da, ma, ga, re, ga, re, sa. From the upper side, we are coming to the lower side. That means this is the descending order. Now, the arroh and avroh has to be there in a rag, which is a basic thing. While starting the rag, yes, in the beginning, when the students they learn Indian classical music, they just start it. We tell them that they have to sing the arroh and avroh. But even for a person who is who really wants to sing, practice and to sing the rag, any rag you can say, arroh and avroh is must to know to that person, because through arroh avroh he'll or she'll come to know about the notes which are used in that rag. जब हमें पता चलेगा कि इस राग में कौन कौन से स्वर प्रयोग हो रहे, तभी तो हम उस राग को गा पाएंगे. अर्थात यदि हम ये कहें कि इसके आरोह में सा रे गा, ऋषभ इज ऑल्सो कोमल, गंधार इज ऑल्सो कोमल, सा रे गा रे सा, ये फ्रेज गाना बहुत ज़रूरी है. इसका मतलब ये इम्पॉर्टेंट है. इसके आरोह में ऋषभ और गांधार जो है वो कोमल लगेगा, और ये जो एक हमने विशिष्ट स्वर समुदाय लिया है, ये इस राग की खासियत है. और मध्यम इसमें तीव्र कैसे लग रहा है, सा रे गा मा मा गा म रे गा रे सा ने सा द ने ने सा रे गा रे सा. बहुत खूबसूरत राग है राग तोड़ी. और जब हम इसको गाते हैं तो हमें उस चीज़ का ध्यान देना है कि इसके आरोह में जो स्वर है और अवरोह में जो स्वर है वो उसी तरीके से लिए जाएं. कभी कभी किसी राग को गाते समय आरोह में हम कहते हैं कि ऋषभ वर्जित है या धैवत वर्जित है और अवरोह में संपूर्ण है, तो हमें ये चीज़ें पता कैसे चलती है? हमें आरोह और अवरोह के द्वारा ही पता चलती हैं. यानी जब हम राग को गाते हैं, कोई भी राग, तो उसका आरोह और अवरोह हमें जब पता है तो हमें स्वर पता चलेंगे और उसी के आधार पर हमारा आलाप होगा. As I told you before in many of my lectures that there are 4 phases of alapchari in any rag. What are these 4 phases? The first one that we have to sing in Mandra Saptak, the lower octave, and maximum we can proceed till Gandhar of Madhya Saptak, that is means the middle octave. And in second phase of rag, we can proceed till Pancham maximum, or sometime we can use Dhaivat also, but in a very small quantity and for a short time we can say. Then in the third phase, we proceed towards knee or tar shadj, and sometime we just touch the knee and come back, or we will not stay longer to the tar sa, that means the higher octave shadj. Now, while singing the rag, while singing the fourth phase of rag, we have to proceed, or we do the alapchari till the higher sa, that means the tar saptak sa and the higher octave. So these are the 4 phases of alapchari. Besides knowing the notes which are used in aroh and avroh and the way how the alapchari is done, we have to know the main features, the main phrases of the rag, which has to be practiced again and again, which has to be used again and again, so that we can easily present the rag. Anybody can identify, see, this is sa re ga re sa, yeah, it is rag todi. Sa re ga ma re re ga re sa ne sa da re sa re ga re sa. Like this, if we come to know about different phrases which are very important while singing that rag, we can easily explore. हम जब राग की बात करते हैं तो राग तोड़ी का उदाहरण जैसे मैं दे रही हूँ, तो हमें ये पता होना चाहिए कि राग के मुख्य स्वर समुदाय कौन से हैं। जैसे मैंने अभी उदाहरण दिया, सा रे गा रे सा, बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है। सा रे गा मा मा गा म रे गा, दैट मीन्स म रे गा रे सा। ये राग को बनाने के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण, जिसमें कि कोमल ऋषभ और कोमल गंधार आ रहे हैं। सा रे गा म दा पा म दा म गा। How Pancham is used, this is very important in this rag. There are two types, you know. In first, sometimes people, they just omit Pancham totally while singing the Aro. But during the Avro, they have to sing Pancham, which makes this rag different from other ragas. So Pancham they will come, but they will not stay on Pancham for a long time. How? Let's see. Sa re ga ma da ma da ni da pa ma da ma ga ma re ga re sa. Only for a very short while we have to sing Pancham, and then again ma re ga. With this phrase, which is very important, we again come back to Todi. Todi is a rag which belongs to Sampurna Jati. This is the category where all 7 notes are used in Aro and Avro both. Now, Aro and Avro, as I told you, it's very important feature of any rag. Aro and Avro, how are we going to sing? Sa re ga ma da ni sa. This is also right. But here we have omitted Pancham totally. So the question arises, why we call it Sampurna Jati? See, if we are talking about Rag Todi as a Sampurna Jati, we have to sing like this. Sa re ga ma da pa ma da ni ni sa. This is the way how we have to sing. We have to use a Pancham in Aro. Sa ni da pa ma da ma ga ma re ga re sa ni sa da da ni sa sa re ga re sa. It's a very melodious rag, it's very beautiful rag, and yes, it comes under one of the basic ragas in Indian classical music. भारतीय संगीत की जो विशेषता रही है, ख़ास तौर पे जब हम रागदारी संगीत की बात करते हैं, तो ये जो रागदारी संगीत है स्वाभाविक है, रागों पर आधारित है। अब ये राग क्या है, ये जानना भी ज़रूरी है। राग जैसे साधारण तौर पे मैं एक बार इस परिभाषा को बोलती हूँ कि स्वर और वर्ण से भूषित ऐसी रचना जो चित्त का रंजन करे। यानी स्वर सा रे गा मा पा और वर्ण उसके डिफरेंट डिजाइन, डिफरेंट पैटर्न, जैसे सा सा रे गा गा मा मा पा, या सा रे गा मा दा नी सा नी दा. These are different designs which are made from those notes only which are used in that rag in Aro and Avro. When we sing like these combinations, then automatically the rag starts coming out. The rag is in front of us, and we have to think again that yes, once we have used this phrase, how we can create some another which has to be there within the limit of that rag. राग में हम ऐसा नहीं कि कोई भी फ्रेज को डालते चले जाए, राग तो एक कॉम्बिनेशन के उससे है। स्वर, दैट मीन्स नोट्स, वर्ण, द पैटर्न, डिफरेंट डिजाइंस, and the combination which has to have the element of ranjakta. Now ranjakta, ranj means something which gives us pleasure, something which you can say which is very charming, something which is very impressing, something which is very attractive, something which is very pleasant, you can say. It gives you that feeling of that pleasure, a feeling of that that attraction towards that rag. So it is very, very important to have that ranjakta, which has come from ranj dhatu. Like this, if you go to the definition, it is any combination, any such creativity which is formed with the help of notes, that means sa re ga ma pa dha ni swaras, and varn, the pattern, as I told you before, different patterns. So it is the combination, and what we say, that this combination has to give us pleasure. That is the main gist of the rag singing or the rag system. If anything which doesn't give us that feeling of that pleasure, that attractiveness, we cannot just say that it is a rag. So whenever we listen to these ragas, this definition definitely comes very practically. We can say that yes, it is true, because it gives that feeling. Our emotion has to be depicted through these notes, and when these notes are put in a particular pattern, then only it is there. Like the pattern in Rag Todi is da da ni ni sa, sa re ga re sa sa da ma da ni ni ma da ni sa, sa re ga ma re ga, re ga ma da pa, ma da ni da, ma da ni ni, ma da sa ni da, ma da ni sa ni da pa, ma da ma ga. We cannot stay longer on pa. Pa ma da ma ga ma re re ga re sa, sa ni da ma da ni da pa, ma da ma ga re ga re sa. Now, while singing Aro Avro, we must have noticed that the important phrase sa re ga re sa first, and another one sa ni da pa ma da ma ga re sa. This phrase is very important, that while doing the ascending order of the Avrohan, as we come to Pancham, we stay there for a very small time, and then ma da ma ga, like this, again from Madhyam to Dhaivat we move, and then come back to re ga re sa. So this is a very unique quality, you can say, very main feature of Rag Todi. Why it is called the main? Because through this phrase only we will be able to differentiate the rag from other ragas. हम कुछ जो स्वरों के स्वरगुच्छ जो है हम बताते हैं, उनका प्रयोग करने से ही राग दूसरे राग से अलग होता है. मदनी द सा नि द प म द म ग. We will not come like this. Sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. No. Sa ni da pa ma da ma ga re sa. This is the purest form how Todi is sung. But while taking the tanas or while practicing the alankaras, it can be like this. Sa ni da pa ma da ma ga re sa, dha ni sa re ga sa, dha ni sa re ga ma da ni sa ni da pa ma ga re sa, dha ni sa re ga ma da ni sa ni da pa dha ma ga re sa ni sa, dha ni sa re ga ma da pa dha ma ga re sa. It is not necessary to use Pancham again and again. Sometime only we have to come and show this type of different way how Pancham is used in Avro, and which makes it different from other ragas, because the Pancham is used in a very small quantity. We cannot stay there for a long time, as I told you before. तो राग में स्वरों का वैसे ही प्रयोग होना चाहिए जैसे कि उसका बैलेंस राग का बना रहे। यदि हम बहुत ज़्यादा किसी सुर को लेंगे तो राग बिगड़ जाएगा। अब हम इसी चीज़ को आगे आपको विस्तार से बताएंगे कि राग को उसकी प्योर फॉर्म में रखने के लिए, विशेषकर राग तोड़ी का जैसे मैं उदाहरण दे रही हूँ, उसके हिसाब से कैसे किया जाए, इसको हम आगे आपको बताएंगे।